Welcome to the Aging Games. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about two things that don't usually go well together, and that's going to be menopause and sleep. So we come to this point of our lives where sleep is so crucial and so important so that we feel well and our hormones are balanced and we feel emotionally balanced, and all of a sudden sleeping becomes impossible. Our husband is snoring like crazy. We keep waking up in the middle of the night because we have to pee. It's too hot, it's too cold, the air conditioning is not working. There's always something going on that's disrupting our sleep. You might have heart palpitations, you might start feeling anxiety while you're trying to sleep. There's so many issues going on and nobody prepares us for this period. Am I right, ladies? I know a lot of you can relate to this. Now, what's happening in the body during menopause? First of all the hormonal disruptions will definitely interfere with our sleep. So that's the first hurdle that we kind of need to overcome. And that's a tough one. So hot flashes, another issue that is going to be causing so many problems for ladies that are trying to sleep. You finally fall asleep and all of a sudden you wake up and you're covered in your own sweat and you kick off the covers and then you cover yourself again, and this goes on all night long. So I totally feel your pain. I've been there. I'm going through this thing constantly, and I'm always trying to find solutions. So today I'm trying to share all the knowledge that I have with you, all the solutions, all the problems that are bringing these things up, and how we can kind of overcome this and how we can finally sleep through menopause. Now, the first thing and the most important thing that I can tell you is you have to be super careful with your blue light devices, because the blue lights in your computer, in your telephone, on your iPad, they're all sending signals to your brain, and the signal is wake up, wake up, wake up. So when you go to bed and you're staring at your devices and then you try to go to sleep, it's not going to work because your brain is in wake up mode. Your brain is going to be wired. So it's really important when you go to bed at night to listen to some calming music, do some meditation, do some yoga, read a book, dim the overhead lights. Make sure you don't have these strong fluorescent lights that are on. I like to use red light in the evening, or I don't have any lights on at all. If I do use my devices, I always make sure that I have a blue blocker on them, and I also have blue blocker glasses. These are blue blockers, and I wear these as soon as the sun sets. Even during the day, I wear them quite a bit. So these things really help so that your body can produce melatonin and finally get to sleep in the evening. Another quick trick for producing melatonin is waking up early in the morning and catching the sunrise. And when the sun is first setting in the sky, you can actually look directly into the sun. This is called sun gazing. You don't do this for a long time. You do this only for a few seconds. And this is sending a signal to your brain to make melatonin in the evening. It's amazing how incredibly smart nature is and how we are meant to be in tune with nature for our hormonal production and for our bodies to be working optimally. And sleep is one of those cycles that we have totally disrupted with our modern day lifestyles. So anytime you get a chance to catch the morning sun, do so. Make sure that it's really low on the horizon. It's just coming up. It's not safe to look in the sun any time other than that. And you only look for a few seconds. It doesn't have to be any longer than that. If that doesn't work, or you're not able to catch the sunrise and you're still having issues, melatonin supplement can be another option. I don't recommend taking melatonin supplements in the long term. They can be a good short-term solution. I would recommend starting with a very small dose, maybe 1 or 2 milligrams, nothing stronger than that. And I'm not a fan of any kind of supplement that your body, like for example, melatonin is a hormone that your body needs to produce itself. So if you start taking a supplement, eventually your body will stop producing melatonin, and we don't want that in the long term. So it could be a good short-term solution, but in the long term, I want your body to be able to make this melatonin itself. It's the same with vitamin D. We need to get vitamin D from the sun and not from supplements. But if we can't get enough sun, then of course the supplement is a good option. Now, the next thing that is really important, your bedroom needs to become like a sanctuary. So first of all, you need to sleep in complete darkness. There cannot be small flickering lights, emergency exits. nothing. You need to be in complete darkness. Again, very important for melatonin production. And once you get used to this, it's going to be really difficult to sleep in anything other than complete darkness. But this is really important. It's also really important to sleep in a well-ventilated, cool room. If the room is overheated, then you're definitely going to have problems falling asleep and staying asleep. The best environment to sleep in is a nice, cold environment. I don't know if you've noticed this, but this is also really important. Now, another thing is, make sure you're not overheating, that the covers that you're using, the bedding that you're using is not super hot, like those duvets they give you. And in hotels, they make me crazy. So I usually travel with my own blanket and my own covers because I just can't do those. I just start sweating like crazy underneath those. Now, I just recently started using from Sleep and Glow. They have this new blanket. Let me show it to you guys. And this has helped me tremendously with staying cool in the evening and sleeping. Now, what's cool about these? First of all, it's like a super cozy, comfy comforter, which is really nice because I like that feeling of feeling warm and secure under something. So it can't be like a little flimsy blanket. And I also don't like being uncovered because I feel like any part of my body that is sticking off from under the covers will be chewed off by a monster during the night, right guys? I'm sure you can relate to that. So I like this nice feeling. But the cool thing about Sleep and Glow's blanket is that it's a vented blanket. Now, I don't know if you can see this. It actually has air vents throughout the whole blanket. So what this does, it helps you stay cool, it helps the air circulate, and you don't get hot and stuffy underneath the blanket. I mean, what a concept. I honestly can't believe that nobody has ever thought of this before. So this has been a game changer, and it's summer right now and it's very hot. I'm in the Mediterranean, so this blanket has been amazing for keeping me cool. So if you guys are interested in this, I'll have a link below and also a discount code for you guys, so check that out as well. Here's something that you won't want to hear from me, but coffee, ladies. Coffee is terrible. Caffeine will disrupt your hormones. It's going to cause all kinds of issues. It stays in your system for 48 hours. So if you're still drinking coffee, you're going to have problems sleeping. I gave up coffee about 7 years ago. You can watch my video about caffeine here. And it's been incredibly life-changing for me. I was able to finally lose weight. My cortisol wasn't spiking all the time. I was able to sleep. I started having tremors from coffee. I had so many issues that I think a lot of people end up going to the doctor with these issues, and they get diagnosed with all kinds of neurological issues. They get given medicine, and it's all just down to the coffee. So if you can, please cut down on your coffee consumption. Switch to decaf or herbal teas or anything else. But the most important thing, especially in the afternoon, make sure you are not having any caffeinated beverages. So keep in mind, energy drinks, and they're putting, all kinds of caffeine stuff in all these drinks and I don't know why they're doing this, but it's terrible. So make sure you're reading labels and stay away from these things as much as you can. It's really important. Let's talk about exercise for a second, because exercise is good for so many things. During menopause, I think it becomes more important than ever, especially when it comes to building muscle, because we're losing muscle so quickly. But exercise is a great way, not just to stay in shape, but it also helps you sleep better. It also helps you calm down. It makes you more relaxed, makes you produce the happy hormones and the feel-good hormones that help you unwind in the evening and to sleep soundly. So make sure you go in the evening, go for a nice walk, that you're lifting weights regularly, just go outside, spend as much time as you can outdoors, and keep that body moving. It's super important. It will really help with your sleep. Now, despite all my tips, if you're still struggling, you might want to take some supplements. I mentioned melatonin already. Of course, that's the #1 supplement that is recommended for sleep. But another one that I found that works really well for me during menopause is ashwagandha. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this, but during menopause, heart palpitations and like a feeling of anxiety is very common, and it can really keep us awake at night. And our cortisol is kind of all over the place. So during the day, it's very low and we feel tired and sleepy. And at night, when it should be low, it gets high and you feel kind of jumpy and you have this anxious feeling inside of you. And for that, I have found ashwagandha Really, really helpful. Now, ashwagandha is really great for balancing hormones, for lowering cortisol levels. It'll help you sleep better. I only take it in the evening, but it's also really good for anxiety. So if you suffer from anxiety, then also during the day. As with any supplement, guys, always check with your medical provider, especially if you're taking medication. So please don't take my advice, and don't take advice from anyone on YouTube or social media when it comes to supplements and your health. Listen to all the advice, and then make sure you check with your medical provider. That's really important. There's some other things that you can take: chamomile tea, valerian, passion flower. There are a lot of things, and there are also some great combinations that you can try. Obviously, I don't recommend sleeping pills. I try to stay away from medications as much as possible, and sleeping pills have long-term side effects. You don't want to be hooked on them. You always need a larger and larger dose. And also with sleeping pills, you're not getting the restful, restorative sleep that you need. Same with alcohol. A lot of people use alcohol to help them sleep at night, and your body's actually not rejuvenating the way it's meant to when you're under the influence of alcohol and sleeping pills. So please keep that in mind and keep things as natural as possible. So I hope some of these tips will help you guys to get a better night's sleep. Sometimes it's just really simple things and just going back to the basics. I mean, if you try like this blanket from Sleep and Glow and you're not overheating, that can go a long way. A nice cool bath before you go to bed, balancing your hormones, eating more protein, getting more exercise, staying away from alcohol, staying away from caffeine, and if you need some herbal supplements, then taking those supplements to help you sleep. So I hope these tips will help you guys get a good night's sleep starting tonight. I really hope that's the case for you. The sun is just setting for me here, so my screen went a little bit dark. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and if you enjoyed this content, then please don't forget to like and subscribe.